I'm farm to table chef Teca Thompson at tecathompson.com, and today we're talking about how to prune and train leaders, stems, and suckers on a tomato plant. So I've started with my little tomato plant, and I've started by adding a nice stake right behind it. You can use about a 5 to 6 foot stake, and you just pound it in with a mallet or a rock or whatever you have useful and handy in your garden. And then I'm going to take some nice twine and my scissors. And so the idea here is to prune the tomato so it's going to produce more and grow better, and also to tie it up so it has support as it's growing so it won't break. So I'm going to take a nice piece of string and I'm going to loop it around my tomato stem, the terminal stem, which is the main stem. And I'm going to cross it over like this before I tie it to the pole. Like this. And then I'm just going to tie it to the pole. And I'm going to tie it not loosely, but I'm just going to make sure that I'm not tying it so tight that it's going to damage the stem in any way. So by looping it in the back in like a figure 8, you're going to make sure that the stem doesn't actually have to rub or press up against the wood, which could hurt it or damage it. So I want to tie this up about every 8 inches. So we've got one here. I'm going to do one more about here. And so this will be an on-growing process as your tomato grows with indeterminate tomato plants. So like I said, I'm going to take it, I'm going to wrap it around, then I'm going to cross it over itself like this in the back, if you could see that, and then I'm going to tie it so it's not actually touching the stake. So we'll want to do this, we'll want to check this every week. And when this gets bigger, I'll tie this one up too. And with the same process, about every 6 to 8 inches, and tying it loosely to the pole. And that is how you tie up a tomato plant. And now we're going to talk about suckers. Now suckers are an extension of the plant that grows from the base of the plant in between a leaf and the plant. So you can see right here is a sucker. And although this will produce flowers and tomatoes eventually, it's just going to take away vital energy that the plant needs to really do its job and produce the most fruit it can. So we're just going to take this and I'm going to remove it with my fingers just by tweaking it once back and forth until it just snaps out. And I just brace or hold the main stem, making sure not to damage it in any way. And you just remove that and just throw it on the ground. And so this is a process that you'll want to continue to do throughout the growing process of your tomato plant. So we've got another sucker down here. I know it has a flower on it, but this is not going to hurt the tomato plant. It's just going to help it grow. I'm just going to go to side, remove it, and just drop it on the ground. So this is vital to an indeterminate tomato plant. Indeterminate plant means that it's going to continue to grow throughout its whole period, whereas a bush tomato plant, like this one over here, will get to a certain size and then stop growing. So for indeterminates, we're going to continue to work it up the pole and tie it up and add support, and then take those suckers and remove them and only allow the main stem and maybe 2 others to grow so they can really focus on producing tomatoes instead of putting all that extra energy on creating extra vines that we just don't need. So I'm farm to table chef Teca Thompson at tecathompson.com. Today we are talking about how to prune and train suckers, leaders, and stems. Thank you for watching.